video I'm going to do a selection of questions, 16 in total, on estimating answers to sums. Now the key word here is estimating. So you're not expected or supposed to work out the exact answers, and indeed if you do work out the exact answers, which might be very difficult in some cases to actually do without a calculator, you won't get any marks if you do that, because the answer is only an estimate. So for example, number 1, here we go. 41 times 78, I'm going to say is approximately equal to 41 to the nearest 10 is 40 times 78 is approximately 80. So the sum is about an estimated answer of 40 times 80. So the approximately equal to answer will be, if they end in zeros, this is easy. 4 times 8 is 32, and then 1 2 noughts, 3,200. Next question, 307 is approximately 300 to the nearest 100. Don't write 310 to the nearest 10, because 310 would still be awkward to work out without a calculator. Times by 37, so times by approximately 40. So the estimated answer will be 3 times 4 is 12, 1 2 3 noughts, 12,000. 2 marks for that. Next one, 6.9 is approximately 7 to the nearest whole number. Times by 194, don't put 190, I would suggest 200 is far easier to use. Approximately equal to 7 times 2 is 14, add the 2 noughts, 1,400. Next, this one here next, 0.21. Well, for 0.21 you shouldn't write that to the nearest whole number. Now 6.9 to the nearest whole number was 7, that was fine. But 0.21, if you went to the nearest whole number, you'd write naught. And so the answer would just become naught times something, which is just naught. And that's not a sensible estimated answer. So 0.21, what we're going to do is approximate it to 1 decimal place. 0.2 is approximately the same as 0.21. Now remember, 0.2 could be written as 0.20, which is very similar to 0.21, but we drop the O on the end, so it's just 0.2. Times by 807 is about 800. So you've got to work out that. Now, to work that out, what I would suggest you do is, because I don't like the decimal, is I would probably times that by 10 to get 2, move the decimal point 1 place to get 2, and to make sure the overall answer is the same, if you times that by 10, you divide that by 10 to get 80. So 0.2 times 800 is the same answer as 2 times 80. And so the answer will be 2 times 8 is 16, add the naught, it's about 160. Next question, same idea, 0.68, I would probably approximate that to 0.7. 0.70 is very close to 0.68. Times 396 is 400, approximately. I don't like 0.7 to do this multiply sum, so change that to 7, times it by 10. So to compensate, divide the other one by 10, so it's 7 times 40. 7 times 4 is 28, add the naught, the answer is about 280. Next one, 8,013 is about 8,000. Times by, now 0.017 I would suggest is approximately 0.02, put the 0 on the end so you can see it's like 0.020 is 0.17 approximately, but you can drop the O on the end. So approximately equal to, leave, well I don't like that 0.02, so change that to 2 by timesing it by 100. That's moving the point 2 places, so times that by 100, so divide that by 100, knock 2 noughts off, you get 80. So the answer to that is 8 times 2, 16, add the naught, 160 approximately. Next one, slightly different type of question. It's a division. 823 is about 800, 21 is about 20. Now looking at that, what you've got there is division. Now for division, you've got to be really careful. Treat this like a fraction. So what I'm going to do is say, let us share the top by 10, 80, and as long as you share the bottom by 10, 2, that's the same as that. So the sum becomes 80 shared by 2, which is 40. Next one, 596 is about 600. Share by 29.4, well, it's about 30. Treat it as a fraction now. So this time, if I share the top by 10, you get 60. Share the bottom by 10, you get 3. 60 shared by 3, the answer is about 20. Next one, let's do number 9. This is approximate equal to 61. That's about 60. Let's move it up because it was going off screen. 60 times by 39, that's about 40. Divided by 18.7 is about 20. So this is approximately equal to 6 times 4 is 24, 1, 2 noughts, over the 20 on the bottom line. So we've now got a fraction again. So this is approximately, share by 10, 240. Share that by 10, you get 2. 240 share by 2, the answer is about 120. Look at this division. This is approximately 40. Divided by 0.23 is about 0.2. Don't put 0 whatever you do, because you can't get a sensible answer if you share by 0. 40 share by 0.2. Well, this time I've got a decimal on the bottom line. Now, I don't like that decimal on the bottom line, so what I'm going to do here is times that by 10 to get 2. Now, if I times the bottom by 10 to get 2, because it's a fraction, I've got to times the top by 10 to get 400. So 40 share by 0.2 is the same answer as 400 share by 2. So that's about 200. Next one. 79.6 is about 80. 0.51 is about 0.5. 0.50, 0.51, approximately the same. Now in this case here, I could, if I wanted to get rid of that decimal on the bottom, times by 10 to get 5. But 0.5 is a special case, because if you just double the bottom line, you get 1. 0.5, if you double it, you get 1. So as long as you double the top line to get 160, that's the same as that. So 160 share by 1 is just 160. There's the final answer. So that is about 160 as an answer. Okay, next one. 604 is about 600. Times by 41 is about 40. Over, be careful with this decimal, 0.019 is approximately 20. So 19 at the end is like 20, but I can drop the 0 on the end. So there is the basic first line. Top line, 6 times 4, 24, 1, 2, 3 noughts. Bottom line, 0.02. Okay, next, this is about. Okay, we'll change the 0.02, change that to 2 on the bottom line by times it by 100. So times the top by 100, you get 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 noughts. So that's timesing the bottom and the top by 100. So what we've got, if I put the commas in, 1 comma there, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 2,400,000 share by 2, you get the answer 1,200,000. Okay, I've got a few more over here. So square root. Okay, now the square root of 80 is a very close answer to the square root of 81. Notice I'm changing it to 81 because if you know your tables, the square root of 81 is a nice number. Square root of 80 is not a nice number, that's why I've changed it. Times by 4.1 is about 4. So this is approximately, square root of 81 is 9 times 4. So the answer is about 36. Next one. 2.1 squared is approximately 2 squared times the square root of 16. Well, 60 is a nice number usually, but because it's square rooted, I'd change that to the square root of 64, because I know the square root of 64 is a nice answer, 8, because 8 eighths are 64. So this is about 4, 2 squared is 4, times square root of 64 is 8, 4 times 8, the answer is about 32. The answer to that one was 36. Two more, 11.9 squared is about 12 squared times the square root of 5, I'll put as square root of 4, because square root of 4 is a nice number, which is very close to the square root of 5. Square root of 4 is 2, because 2 2s are 4. So this becomes 12 squared is 144 times the square root of 4 is 2. So 144 times 2, 288 is approximate answer. Last question very quickly. I would change the square root of 99 to the square root of 100 because 10 tens are 100. 0.11 I'd write as 0.1 or 0.10 if you like. That's very close to 0.11. So this is about 10 share by 0.1. I don't like sharing by the decimal, so what I'm going to do is times the bottom by 10 to get 1, times the top by 10 as well, you get 100. So 10 share by 0.1 is about the same as 100 share by 1. And 100 share by 1 is 100. And that's the answer to the final question. 16 examples of estimating answers. Remember, 0 marks if you actually work out, even if you get it right, what the exact answer is, because they're not asking for exact answers. They must be estimated answers only.